It all began on a late autumn evening, when the sky was the color of ash and the air carried that quiet, cold weight just before winter sets in. I had taken a long drive out of the city to clear my mind. Work was suffocating me, and for months I'd been meaning to get away, even just for a weekend. A friend had recommended a secluded cabin he had stayed at years ago, hidden deep within a forest hollow where cell service died and the modern world seemed to dissolve into shadows. I arrived just as the sun was sinking behind the skeletal trees. The cabin was smaller than I expected, perched in the middle of tall pines whose branches tangled like crooked fingers overhead. The wood was dark, weathered, and the windows were too small, almost like the place didn't want anyone peeking inside or out. The first night was uneventful. I lit the old fireplace, read a little by lantern light, and let the silence sink in. It was unnerving how absolute it was. No cars, no hum of electricity, not even crickets, just the hollow wind slipping through the trees. But on the second night, things changed. I woke at 3:12 a.m. to the sound of footsteps. At first I thought it was an animal outside, until I realized the sound was on the wooden porch, measured, deliberate steps pacing back and forth. My stomach clenched as I lay there in the dark, heart hammering. I told myself it had to be my imagination, or maybe the wood creaking in the cold. But then came the knock, 3 slow, heavy knocks on the door. I froze, staring at the ceiling, waiting for it to happen again. It didn't. The footsteps receded, and the forest swallowed them whole. Eventually, I drifted back into a fitful sleep. The next morning, I checked the porch. The wood was damp from dew, and in the thin film of moisture, I saw them bare footprints. Human, large, pale imprints pressed into the wood grain, leading from the steps to the door, and then nowhere. They simply stopped, like the figure had vanished into the air. I told myself I was overtired, that maybe it was just warped wood that looked like prints. I tried to focus on hiking and exploring, anything to keep my mind off what had happened. But the following night, it happened again. This time I didn't just hear the steps, I saw the shadow. It moved across the window as I sat in the cabin's single chair pretending to read. The lantern light flickered, and a tall, distorted silhouette passed by the glass, lingering just long enough for me to notice how it bent unnaturally at the shoulders, like its neck was too long. My breath caught, and I didn't move until the figure drifted away. I wanted to leave the next morning, but when I tried to start my car, it wouldn't turn over. The engine coughed and died again and again. I don't know if it was the cold or something else, but I was stuck. That night, the knocking returned, louder, angrier. The whole cabin seemed to vibrate with it, like the thing outside wanted in. I pressed my back against the door as if my body could hold it shut, while the lanterns flickered violently. Then, silence. Pure, suffocating silence. I don't know how long I sat there. Hours, maybe. At dawn, I checked again. This time, not only were there footprints on the porch, they were inside, leading from the front door to the chair where I had sat all night. And there, in the dust on the armrest, was the print of a long, pale hand. I don't remember packing. I don't remember carrying my things to the car. All I know is that by some miracle, when I tried the engine again, it started. I drove without stopping, without looking back until I was miles away. I swore I would never return to that hollow, but sometimes late at night when the house is quiet, I hear it again, that slow, deliberate knocking. 3 times, always 3 times, and I know deep down it's still looking for a way in.